Consider a motion to reconvene.
Move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'll have a moment of silence.
God, I'd like to just pray that you would guide this meeting. You would give these members wisdom as the decisions that they're going to make. And I pray for the school district, Lord, that your presence would be over it, that safety and the bus drivers, and that you would just protect this district. And I pray that just their education and that they would just grow in wisdom, Lord. And I just thank you for these members and the teachers and the principal, it takes a lot of people for this district, Lord. I just pray that you would protect them and keep them safe, and just your guidance for all of us, Lord. And I just pray this in your name, Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Consent agenda action items. A, the minutes from March 9th, 2026, record of attendance, March 19th, 2026, notice of the special meeting, budget workshop, March 25th of 2026. Bills, financial report, employment, 1, Raylene D. Reese, St. Mary's Middle School, Food Services Department cook and dishwasher. 2, update the 2025-2026 spring coaching and volunteer update. Number 3, resignation of Christopher Madison Bell, St. Mary's High School certified teacher, effective end of 2025-2026 school year. 4, resignation of Sherry Lynn Chaffee, school services supervisor, or food services supervisor, effective June 30th, 2026. 5, resignation of Chelsea Maureen Hosford, Upriver Schools certified teacher, effective end of the 2025-2026 school year. Resignation of Dennis Ray Humphreys, St. Mary's High School varsity wrestling coach. 7, retirement of James Owen Buckler, St. Mary's High School certified teacher, effective end of 2025-2026 school year. And retirement of Kimberly Susan Keneally, St. Mary's High School certified teacher, effective end of the 2025-2026 school year.
Move that was presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Can I just say,
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to echo what some of our retirees and resignation folks had shared in their letters, that it's been an honor to work with this group of humans and professionals. And as they were appreciative of the school district, I just want to say on behalf of everyone, we are appreciative of their service, particularly with our kiddos. And that they've certainly left their mark and a positive impact on us. And there's that quote from Patrick Lencioni that we always talk about: when we leave a place and when we leave people, we want to leave the place and people in a better place than before they knew us. And this group of people did just that. So know that we honor and respect their decision, and we're very sad to see them go. And next month, we'll do a little recognition and celebration for them. So I would just like to give them a clap right now. It's a group of human beings right there. Thanks.
Thank you. Presentation agenda. St. Mary's High School IDLA students.
They're on.
Whoever's from the high school.
Not virtual, it's live.
Hi, I'm Becky. I do the online classes and stuff at the high school. This is Ambria and Caitlin. We're kind of last minute. We kind of decided to come and speak about IDLA, an online course that they've been doing. We've been doing IDLA for about 5 years now, but this year we have a group of 6 that have decided to take culinary classes.
Oh, cool.
And so with that, I told them there's no way they're going to get a passing mark in my class if we don't taste test.
That's right.
They've only brought cookies so far, but they've made a lot of other things. That's been amazing to watch them go through all the stuff in class. They have to do video footage or pictures and stuff of workspaces. And I'll let them fill in a couple of blanks for you guys. But Ambria, you want to tell them?
Yeah, I really enjoy it. I think it's cool that we have an opportunity to do a class that we normally wouldn't be able to do.
Yeah.
And we get to learn a lot of things that most people wouldn't know about, like preparing food and how to safely prepare and cut, like those types of things.
There was a dish that you guys just recently made. What was it called with bananas?
Bananas Foster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never tried it. Yep.
I've never made it before, so that was something that was pretty cool. I don't think I would have made it if it wasn't an assignment for me, so that was cool.
What does that entail? Bananas
Um,
Foster.
Probably just that I've never thought about making it before, so. I
What's
think,
in it other than bananas?
You cook down brown sugar and vanilla extract, and you make it into like a sauce, and then put it on top of vanilla ice cream.
So there's been an opportunity for them to get together after school hours, a few of them to do things together, or they'll come to class talking about and sharing their videos and pictures and experiences, and that's honestly a lot of the entertainment of it. They do take it seriously. The dishes they've produced look beautiful. Looks better than Hamburger Helper for sure. So, but again, it's just been a great opportunity to go through IDLA and have a class like that available to them. So it'd be nice to see other students take it in the future.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming out. All right, B, St. Mary's Lumberjack Booster Club. Dakota.
Yeah, good evening. I'm Dakota Wickard. I'm our athletic director. And I just want to take a moment to recognize and thank our Booster Club for the impact that they've had on our athletic programs this year. The coaches and myself can submit a request to the Booster Club, and I don't ever recall a request being turned down this year. Through these requests alone, the Booster Club has contributed a total of $11,970 directly to our programs. These contributions include $1,000 for football huddle access, along with $4,020 for new headsets, $750 for boys basketball huddle access, $5,000 towards a new wrestling mat, and $1,200, which was half the cost of our new baseball uniforms. And that $11,970 doesn't fully capture their impact. The Booster Club also provides $100 to teams that qualify for state so coaches can get snacks or a cooler put together for the team. They also invest in school spirit by funding halftime activities at basketball games and purchase spirit items like the t-shirts that cheerleaders tossed this year at football and basketball games, as well as funding the barbecue tailgates this last fall and the free barbecues for spectators at a couple of events, most recently the first baseball games on our new field last Monday. They've also contributed a substantial amount of money to the Potlatch Deltic Sports Complex, and most recently purchased bleachers for the field that we used at our last baseball games last week. I can't thank the Booster Club enough for everything that they do, and I look forward to continuing to work alongside them to support our students and programs in the future. Thank you.
Thank you.
You guys want to come up? Yeah.
We
Anyone
have
from
3 of our
Boosters?
active members
Yeah.
here, or our board members.
Stand boosters.
Yeah, we've got Donnie Masterson. He's our Booster Club president.
Yeah.
Brian is our.
I'm a nobody.
You're
You're
nobody.
a
He's a very
member.
active board member, and
And
Carissa
Carissa.
Moray is our
Yeah.
secretary.
Yeah.
All I really want to say is something about the field, and, Booster Club basically just had the vision. And we've been getting all kinds of thanks, but really, I think without a vision without any funding is nothing. And community, individuals, businesses. Dakota said we just finished up purchasing some bleachers. With that purchase, that put us over $500,000 into that facility out there. And if I could make any kind of recommendation at all, it would be that somehow maybe through the paper or something that the school actually recognizes the community. I mean, we just facilitated it basically, but it's basically the community, large and small donations together that put it together. We just seen it through, so that's all I wanted to say, unless Brian and Chris want to say anything.
I just wanted to say the boosters and spread it to the rest of the boosters, please. We just wanted to bring you here tonight to really say thank you. As one big representation of the community, for, like Donnie said, having the vision, but then also over the years, Donnie, you talk a lot about the can-do attitude, like where there's a way, we'll figure out how to get it done. And the enormous amount of labor that went into either recruiting people or doing some of the labor yourselves. Like the athletic director shared, the money that's been raised, and I would echo that. I don't think I've ever heard a no when a sports team came forward and said we need some help or we want something additional over and above the base for the sports program. And when you're out at the different games and events, you will surely find somebody from Boosters who's in the bleachers or in the stands or out on the field barbecuing. So, thanks everybody.
Thank you.
Last thing I'll add is we've kept all the money separate for the field than anything else, and Dakota had mentioned, you know, what we spent this year. We set a budget every year. Typically, the last few years, for coaches' requests, spirit building, other things like that, if I'm not mistaken, I think we've been $30,000 a year is what we've been budgeting for. Is that correct, Brian? Somewhere
Yeah,
right?
30 plus.
Yeah.
30 plus.
So that's completely separate from the field.
Basically, what we do is the money we earn this year is our budget for next year. And don't quote me, but I think this year we earned about $50,000 between the auction and flipping burgers and whatever else we've done. I think, does that sound about right? My deal was about $50,000. So that's going to be our budget for next year.
Nice.
Biggest thing that I would say from the school is, how can we help as a booster club? You know, I mean, I think there's a lot of times, I think we have ideas of wanting to do something that seems like maybe we're shot down in it, or we're not asked to help provide, you know, for something. I think we have funds there. I can safely say we probably have $10,000 left that we never spent this year. That was in our budget. You know, so I mean, I think we have some funds there. I don't want you to go crazy though and think, oh, let's
Go
get
ask
this, let's get
boosters.
that. You know, it should be something that's, you know, it's a real need and something that enhance the school spirit and the sports programs, the athletic programs. You know.
I think that puts pressure on the athletic director.
She's been coming a lot lately. I gotta give Dakota a lot of credit. She does come and she talks to the coaches, and
Yeah.
because the last couple of years, I think we've had carryovers that were probably both around $10,000 a year carried over to the next. So
Well,
we're pretty frugal with it.
So
though. I mean,
we're not just giving that money just to give it away. You know, like Donnie's always said, and I've always agreed with him, is people that put their faith in us have managed their money the best possible way. And I think that's very important. Like we've done that. I know the extra funds that we've had over, a lot of those funds, we said, okay, we're gonna dump that into a field account to try to complete another phase of the field, I guess. But I think we're pretty much done with the field. I think put those axe handles in, which look really good. I think we gotta get a banner, some sort of banner, which I think we have in the works already, I guess, the sponsorships levels that we said when we were out fundraising that year.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Krista, do you have anything? You're the only one
Yep.
sitting over here quiet. You said you were gonna be quiet.
You guys do all talking
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, that complex looks amazing. I just seen the axes got put in. That's a nice touch.
There'll be, as you're walking out, we're gonna get some lights that shine up on the axes and stuff that are just solar, the solar kind of. But as you're walking out is where the plaque with the sponsors and their names will be on as you're walking out, so it doesn't take
Oh,
away from
okay.
the rest of it, so.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cool.
Very cool. That looks really
Thank
good.
you.
Yeah, thanks for coming in.
The kids have definitely enjoyed having a home field.
Oh,
to
and
play.
just the ability to go out there
And during
use that
PE during the
30
day.
booth. They could have different units for
Yeah.
baseball. Softball.
I saw PE out there.
There's a gym that needs repainted, and that neat mural behind that could maybe be redone
Right. Yeah.
by the same guy.
Yeah. TJ was talking about that.
Yeah, as a thought.
He's
Okay,
gonna,
monthly building reports, St. Mary's Middle School ASB.
there you go.
Victoria Carson.
Thank you.
Let that board chair call you up.
I'm excited to be the admin that gets to share my board report in person tonight. But first, I brought some friends with me. From Miss Ribrick, she is our ASB advisor. You know her. She's been here often to come and share an update. But we brought 3 movers and shakers with her. I'll let Miss Ribrick introduce these ladies. You're going to want to autograph afterward, I promise.
Well, thank you for having us. These ladies, come on up here. You're my support here. These ladies are amazing. It's what ASB is all about. They're eager to volunteer. We say we need somebody, come join us at the board meeting, share what's going on with ASB, and these girls don't hesitate. Their hands go up immediately and they get excited. So it's been a lot of fun. We've been doing a lot of running events and also real-world leadership skills within our class. And I don't want to take up too much of the time. I'll let them share what they put together for you.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Chalice. I'm excited to be part of our middle school ASB this year. I'm passionate about helping make our school a place where everyone feels included, heard, and inspired to get involved. I'd also like to introduce my 2 amazing ASB members joining me. We have Anna. She brings a great energy and creativity to everything we do. And we have Izzy, who is dedicated, hardworking, and always ready to support others. We are all really looking forward to working together and making the rest of the year great for our school. Okay. I just want to take a moment to talk about our masquerade themed dance, which and what an incredible success it was. From the vibrant decorations to the amazing music, everything truly captured the spirit and energy of a masquerade dance would. Most importantly, it was wonderful to see everyone come together, dressed up, laughing, dancing, and just enjoying the night. The room was full of excitement, and it was clear that everyone had a great time. We are also already in the process of working on our next dance, which will be country themed.
Nice. Do some two-stepping.
I'm Anna, and we've been doing a great job making Fridays something for the students to look forward to with our Friday Fun Days. Every Friday during lunch, ASB hosts a fun day where students can participate in an activity to earn prizes. We alternate between being a fundraiser, like shoot for the loot or kick for the loot, or allowing people to participate for free, like bumper minute to win it. One of our activities is shoot or kick for the loot. For a small cost, students get the chance to shoot a basketball or kick a soccer ball from a set spot to try and earn a prize. It's simple, fun, and everyone enjoys the challenge. We also have free games like Minute to Win It and Bump, which gives everyone a chance to participate, compete, and just have a good time with friends. On top of all that, we've started a food drive in partnership with the high school. This is a great way for us to give back to our community and help people who need it. Overall, Fun Day Fridays aren't just about having fun, they're about coming together, supporting each other, and making a positive impact. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Izzy Malden. This year I've had a good time being a part of the middle school ASB, although I was very hesitant at first. I've learned to partake in helping, creating the culture of the school, keeping the school pride intact, and advocating to others by being responsible and accountable and kind. This evening I'm going to be talking about our routine and basically what we usually do every day in our ASB class and discuss other subjects. So first off, when we get into the classroom, we have a group discussion. Majority of the time it's about upcoming and past events and checkups on the school. Second, depending on the project we work with, partners or independently, We usually make posters, flyers, and other things along the lines of creativity. Once a month, we go to the advisory classes and give them a checkup about what's going on in the school, just a brief speech, and if they have any questions, we'll gladly answer them. On another note, in the ASB, we have been brainstorming a beautification project to do in the middle school. We haven't quite established it completely. We've been thinking about doing a mural on one of the walls or a sitting lounge area. Overall, we just wanted to do something so the 8th graders can leave their mark in the school, because I think that's very important. Lastly, in the middle school ASB, we've been communicating with the Hebron to join their field day to help them chaperone and play games with them. Thank you for listening and letting us present.
Anybody have any questions for him?
I have a question. How do you guys think ASB has helped you in school?
It's helped me by, like, it's made me know what's going on around, because when I wasn't on ASB, I didn't know what was happening until somebody told me. And now, not only do I know what's happening, but I also get help.
I feel like it just helps me keep up with schoolwork, because if I didn't keep up with schoolwork, I wouldn't be on there. It helps me keep my grades up, I feel like, because, again, if I wasn't on there, my grades would be down, I feel like, because I'm just not really giving deadlines personally.
I feel like it's helped me, like, become better at speaking in front of people and, like, becoming more, like, of a leader rather than a follower.
Very good.
Good.
We're so proud of you.
Yeah, you're a strong leadership team. And Mrs. Rubin, thank you. I see and feel your positive impact at the school in terms of bringing people together, being aware of what's going on, wanting to invite other students to be along, and your fun Fridays. Yeah, I hear good things from the students about being happy to be there and appreciating you all as the leaders for making school that place for them. And Ms. Rubick's a big part of that. Thank you.
All right.
Thank
Thank you for coming in. Thank your parents for bringing you. Yeah, let's get come up here and we'll get a picture of everybody. Not everybody, just.
I wanted to know if we could ask your son some questions.
Shoot for the Loop Fridays are so much fun. They raise a ton of money, and Booster Club's still here, girls. We should ask them. Ralph off some prizes.
You have to fill out a form.
They just walked out. Come on.
That's your future ASB leader, advisor.
1, 2. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thanks for getting
Hey, can we, next Friday fun activity, can we put kickball on the list of ideas?
They sometimes do kick into the field.
No,
or
kickball.
in the,
Kickball,
gym, but yeah.
staff against kids?
They did a.
Instead of dodgeball? Can we
They did
put
dodgeball.
kickball on the next round of activities of staff against kids? You bet, yeah. I love a good game of kickball.
I'll come over too.
Yes, Pie in the Face is coming too.
I missed dodge, duck, dip, dive, dodge. I'll get kickball.
We had a great event. We're gonna talk about that in just a second. Excuse me. Thank you for having me tonight. I always love being in front of you because, again, I sound like a broken record, but I love an opportunity to brag on my students and my staff. So let's start with just anything going on in my building in regards to goal number 1, academic achievement. You'll see my PLC update. We've made some changes just following the ebb and flow of the needs of our building. So we're kind of taking a little bit of a backseat, rather a slowdown on grading. We're going to tackle that over the summer, my grading committee lead and I. So we're really focusing on what we're calling student solutions. You're familiar with that team. That's the team that's really focused on getting kids to school and making sure that they feel safe, warm, welcome. They've got a champion in the building. So we're going to talk.
that PLC
Yes.
acronym.
Oh yeah, what is that?
Did you
PLC?
want to ask any of them?
I wish I had $1.
Where's your jacket? For your school supplies?
My jackbook. Professional learning community. Thank you.
I didn't know the
You had
community,
it.
but I had the professional learning
You
part.
had it.
I had it written down.
I know you did.
You'll get it. I'll say it 14 more times in my report, Alan, so you'll get there, I promise. It's just a really intentional time on Mondays. So there's 3 really really core groups of teachers. So solutions team we just talked about, focused on student attendance. Our grading committee, which is working a lot behind the scenes, looking at best practices to reform our grading policy. And then finally RTI. And they're just really camouflaged, again, behind the scenes. They're looking at student data as our star, and our ISAT data is going to come in. They're leveling students out and matching up interventions. If you ever wanted to know more about that process, please do come see me. I'd love to chat about that. We're getting ready for ISAT testing. Thanks to Doug. He helped us with some Wi-Fi, and we're able to really shorten down. Typically, what we would have to do is take 2 weeks out of our instruction to take ISATs, and it's a big ask. So with Doug's help and Paul's help, we're now able to shorten it up into about 4 days. In my world, that is huge, and I appreciate all your work. Thank you so much, Doug. Moving on to goal number 2, college and career readiness. I've kept this on my board report the last couple of rounds. If you want more information, please do give me a call. One thing I wanted to highlight is we're working with Principal Asbury on the CTE program at the high school and seeing how many of our kids could be exposed to his programs up there. Working with Janie on buses, but we're really hopeful that some of our 8th graders could get up there and take some of those classes. Moving on to goal number 3, safe, healthy, and inviting place. Please take a look at our IDEFI. That's a student-led group. Mrs. Huddleston is their advisor, but it's really a group that just focuses on positive decision making. And she does a once a month meeting and has some sort of event. She has a lot of the student body that have pledged their membership to her. Again, just a lot of opportunities for them to learn other things to do other than make bad decisions after school. Fire drills are up to date. If you want to know more, please see me. Working really closely with Deputy Orman and Casey Hillman. She's our safety lead in the building. We're looking for our 3rd lockdown this spring, so be looking for that date. Student of the Month continues. The Kiwanis is a wonderful group that hosts us once a month at the firehouse, and we get to take our kids for a pizza luncheon. That continues. We get to bring parents. That continues in April. We looked at the trait of being prepared, which was hard to pick when it comes to middle school students, but we're working on it. Staff of the Month, I'm going to start adding that to my report as well so that you know we voted Mrs. Rude for the trait of joy. She just brings a great energy to the building. She loves students. She comes every day to serve them. So I wanted to make sure that she was recognized. Track kicked off last month. We have 30 athletes right now. They traveled to Priest River and Kootenai last week for their first meets. We host our one and only home meet on Wednesday we're looking forward to.
Is that at the high school? Right?
Yes, and it's a very large meet. Dakota just,
remember.
Yes, supports us so much. We're looking forward to that. Goal number 4. Excuse my typos here. We had an open house for our parent-teacher conferences late last month. We did a student showcase where we plastered the walls with all sorts of student work, and you're going to see some of it here tonight. I'll make sure to let you know which teacher helped and hosted that. But we had a great turnout. We had 50% more than we did last year, and we're really trying to get those middle school parents into our building. For some reason, elementary, it loses its allure somewhere.
Yeah.
Because then when it comes to middle school, we just have a hard time getting there. But again, our solutions team brainstormed, and we got a lot more parents this round, so we were excited about that. I'm just going to kind of scroll down here. Parents of our attendance award winners. So what Teresa was kind of joking around about is last week our student solutions team had a dodgeball tournament for all students with good enough attendance. So the highest attendance award winners got to partake in this dodgeball tournament, and it was awesome. It was, I want to say, organized chaos because it was loud, but it was so much fun, and the kids loved it. We got great reviews from parents. The parents of those award winners were able to come in, and we got a great turnout. So we're growing in our ability to draw them in, and we're excited, and we're very proud about that. We're also putting on a food drive. Chalice told you about that earlier, sponsored by our ASB, and we're partnering with the high school ASB. We're excited. That's a fun competition that we do with the high school to see who can who can bring in more pounds of food. A few things I wanted to add that are not in here. The student work that you're seeing here in the boardroom, this is physical science, waves and frequency from Mrs. Hillman's 8th grade class, so take a look at that. Out in the hallway when you come in, it's her life science class, so they talked about genetics and heredity. And then finally over here on this wall toward the bathroom, there's concrete poetry from Mrs. McGregor's 6th grade ELA class, so take a look. Again, not in your report, but a few things I wanted to highlight, the important dates for the springtime. For St. Mary's Middle School, we're looking forward to a career expo later this week. We get to take some of our 8th graders to the high school, and Mr. Asbury is going to host us, and our 8th graders, maybe he might be able to share a little bit more, but out in the parking lot, looking at a lot of different career areas. Fair?
Very fair.
Okay. We're going to host Upriver, the 5th and 6th grade, and we're going to try to bridge that separation from elementary. That's hard for 5th and 6th graders to join us. So we're going to invite them in, give them a tour. That's coming on later this month. Later on in May, take a look. We're going to have a spring band concert at the Presbyterian Church. Always a fan favorite. We're going to ask Mr. Asbury again to host us for a parent night at the high school later next month. So take a look at those dates. The last thing I wanted to do is just highlight April 1st. We missed it because it was spring break, but it was Paraprofessional Day. And we have the best support team. That's Miss Barbie Harper. She serves on the special ed team. Dana Rude serves on our special ed team. Stephanie Massing also. Chris Stevens. And then additionally, we have Nancy Bechtel. She's our behavior tech. And Kat Kozer is our librarian. And we could not operate without those people. So on record, thank you so much for what you do. We appreciate you. Thank you guys. Any questions?
How'd you get the parent involvement? You said you brainstormed.
We've been working so hard. We've been working with food, time of day, asking students to have some sort of demonstration to bring them in. So Alan, really we've tried a lot, and we're trying to figure out this demographic, this group of parents, what's the most appealing to them, and what's not just appealing, but their availability. When are they available to come in? So for whatever reason, at about 5 o'clock on a Thursday night, we had a turnout. It's golden hour, yeah.
Yep.
So we're really trying to explore what the community needs and open our doors at that time.
And that display of student work or student performance where you're talking about the parent's child, that really draws them into.
We did.
And
We
you-
moved from a structure of just, there's a grade concern, so that's why you're being called into a conference, to come in and celebrate. You want to come in and we will brag on your kid all you want. So opening those doors and really getting that word out has been a little bit of a challenge because it's a mindset shift. It's no longer you're in trouble and it's third quarter. It's let's come in and see all that you've done. So we're hoping to progress that.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah, there was a lot of kids there when I went
Yeah.
through. You had to
Yeah.
weave through them in the hallway.
5 o'clock was just, golden hour.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you. If you
Thank
come
you.
up with any other questions, we're open. Please come see us.
Good.
Thanks,
We're on the
Dave.
docket to come visit you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The rest of you.
Oh. The novelty is worn off.
Okay, maintenance custodial department, Joe Gilmore.
Good evening. I'm not so comfortable being up here as some other people, and I'd like to get up here and say, yeah, it's maintenance department, we're working. So, that's all I got.
Yes,
But
you are.
tonight I'll elaborate a little more. First of all, I'd like to thank my staff that I have, my maintenance staff, Dale Boland, Mike Wiseman, and Richard Goebel. It's nice to have people that are willing to work and easy to work with. It's really makes things a lot easier. My custodial staff, I can't thank them enough as well. So in my report, I have a list of things that I've highlighted here, but like processing fix-it requests. Fix-it requests come in daily throughout the day. It can consist of anything from replacing a pencil sharpener to a leaky drain or a leaky student, for that matter, and things we have to clean up or whatever throughout the day. You never know what's coming next, and so we have to kind of be ready for whatever happens. The heating system maintenance, this is one of the things you see all the time. It consists of filter changes, lubrication, troubleshooting, again, old systems, which I'm looking forward to many of the new systems. So I'm not sure, some of it I'm looking forward to, not necessarily learning the more digital side of things, but I can make these old things work. The new ones I might struggle with, but hopefully we get a lot of trouble-free use at least up front on that kind of thing. Our lawn care started a bit early this year, actually. The grass never seemed to stop growing all winter, our winter we had. And cleanup and the snow removal, and then right into the spring sports stuff, the field care and jumping event, the pads and whatnot that we set up at the high school fields, restrooms get ready, get the pits tilled up and ready to go, replacing sprinkler heads. We've put in an extra hydrant out there for doing the striping on the fields and whatnot, and some quick couplers throughout the field so we can deal better with spots that don't get covered real well with the sprinklers. That usually shows up later in the fall. About the time for our first game, we'll have a yellow spot on the field, so we're going to try and prevent that. Last year we got hit with a little bit of what do you call it? They tried to get us to not use as much water, so it was like
Oh, yeah.
the absolute worst time, the hottest,
The
driest
regulation,
part
the
of-
regular
yeah.
water regulation.
Yeah, so hopefully that doesn't happen this year, but with this year's winter, who knows?
It might.
We'll do the best we can there. So we'll move on there to the McKinstry projects. Over spring break, McKinstry was on site. They were actually on site a week early, working on the Hayburn Gym primarily there to
Jill,
get-
I'm just gonna interrupt real fast and just take you one step back
Okay.
to say that the McKinstry is our, contracting company that is working on a project 3 years ago. The prior superintendent had written a grant, and it's called the Renew America Grant. So it's just under $15 million that we're receiving. So McKinstry is our contractor for this project. So it's, over the last couple of years, it's been just a lot of design and meeting assess, design, meeting assess, design, meeting assess. So now, what Joe's about to talk about is some of the work is actually starting. We're in the final phase. So he's gonna talk about some of the work that's beginning to happen, and the plan this summer to put in new HVAC systems, basically in all 3 schools. High school already has theirs.
Okay, yeah, I should have clarified that. So,
That's okay.
McKinstry is the contractor. The goal here was to get in here over spring break and get a few things done to get ahead of the schedule as best we can. There's a tremendous amount of work that's gonna happen in our buildings over this summer. So anything we can get done now will help with that schedule so that we're not delayed into the start of the new year. And it's gonna be pretty tight. I mean, they're a little nervous about it as well as I. So, during the spring break, the week before, they came in and got set up to do some of the HVAC work in the Hayburn Gym. So you may have noticed man lifts and stuff up there making holes in our brick walls. That was for heating and ventilation louvers so that we can get air in and out of that building. They ran a number of pieces of ductwork up there, cut some holes in the ceiling for the ductwork and whatnot. During that time, and one thing I have to say too, thanks to Bridget and her staff for being very flexible and understanding during this process. The end goal is what we have in mind.
Yes, some inconvenience
So-
for the long-term gain.
So then, they were here last week as well. So they were basically here near 3 weeks. And they were able to go ahead and do a little extra in there and get some structural steel up into the attic of the gym. So that will hold the new air handlers and such up in that. So they actually gained more than they expected during that period. Window installation also began during the spring break, and that was another one of those things, a trial run to see what's going to work and how it's going to go. It was a little slower than I would have liked to have seen, but I don't know if you've noticed there's 4 new windows in the office area, Hayburn. They're going to be absolutely gorgeous. And I walked in there, it was fairly cool the last day we were there, and just lay your back of your hand on the window of the new window as compared to the old window, and it was just amazing the temperature difference there, and quieter as well.
Yeah.
So there'll be some benefit there.
Regulate that.
So this week they are also, McKinstry is starting some night shift work. They're coming into the old part of Hayburn and running some of the duct work to get ahead of the summer as well. And that'll keep things a little more spread out so that all of the trades aren't in the rooms at the same time. So it'll help expedite the summer as well. So I'm anxious to see how that goes. They say they'll be in here doing a shift every night for the next couple weeks at least, I would say. The summer projects, I guess I'm working on assembling a crew. Kind of this next month I'll come with approvals for summer hires and whatnot. It's a little questionable this year what and how we're going to be able to approach our buildings with so much construction going on in 3 of our schools. So I'm hoping, and we've talked with McKinstry a little bit about how they're going to progress. They're hoping to complete a room, move on to the next room, to the next, to the next. I know that's helpful. Whether it will happen in that particular order, I don't know.
But
Right, it
we
might be
will,
tough with supply chain or something like
yeah,
that.
we will get access as we can to the buildings, and hopefully it's not too late in the game. So, and it's hard to know how much help I'm going to need, but we'll start out and do the best we can in that respect. The gym floor refinishing will come this summer, right after school is out. We'll only be doing 2 of the 3 gym floors this year because of the construction at Hayburn. I don't think we'll have time. Usually that happens 2 weeks before school starts. That's going to be right in that crunch time at Hayburn with the HVAC systems. So that wouldn't be the first times we haven't done an annual finish on that floor. So its floor's actually in pretty good shape, nice and shiny yet. Been nice having floor scrubbers and people available to clean that occasionally and keep it in better shape. We need to do a re-roof on our maintenance shop during that high wind. 2 high winds we had. I had part of the roof corner blow off on one corner the first time and then another corner the second time. We got it refastened down and secured, but I think that roof was done shortly after I came to work here. That'd be 24, 25 years ago. So we've got pretty.
New.
Yeah,
practically.
Well, I seem to think things like that. When I think of one of these projects being done, I said, well, it hasn't been that long ago, but some of them have been quite a while, yeah. Like I say, when I first came to work here, the Hayburn building was only 75 years old.
Yeah.
Now it's 100, so, yeah. The Hayburn gym entrance, we'll get a re-roof on that as well. It's a smaller project. It's just reached its lifespan on that one. Middle school, we'll need some painting up there. Our gym's starting to flake off and whatnot. We'll get that cleaned up and get it painted this summer as well. There'll be a number of other smaller projects here and there, depending as needed and that kind of thing. So, I appreciate what the Booster Club has done for that facility over there. The grass and stuff is looking better than I anticipated this year. It's taken off like crazy. I've got Dale Bolin as our lawnmower man. He's out there almost constantly from now clear through the summer. There's some drainage things that we're going to have to deal with over time and that kind of thing. Inconsistencies in topsoil and whatnot over there, but we have a good potential of having a really nice facility out there. I'm looking forward to and happy to see people out there playing on it and using it. So, like I say, it's not done yet, but we're still working on it as well. So.
Well, and you talked about other new fields like that when you talk to other facilities or schools. Like it takes several years, like you said, to sort out.
Yeah.
Where does it grow? Where's the dead spot? Where's the soil need? Where's the new seed? Adding fill to make it level.
Yeah.
It just takes
we're still getting settling on things. We've released a number of sprinkler heads that have failed and that kind of thing. And same with the old fields. And we still have the schools to deal with as well. So I'd say we're getting pulled in a lot of different directions. But like I say,
a lot going on for sure.
I've got good help right now and fully staffed for the first time this year. So yeah, that's nice. So, any other questions?
Will you talk a little bit about the safety projects and and I'll jump in?
That's here in my note as well. Panacea, with some of their projects, they had the safety film on the high school has been completed on all the windows there. That's a 8 mil thickness film that goes on the windows to keep someone from being able to just break the window and walk through it. It acts as a membrane there that won't allow it to break out. So they had some ordering issues on that and a little bit of delay, but they were here this Saturday to finish things up. So, and they were here over the spring break as well. Panacea guys were here over spring break, putting in the flip box, as we call them, for the classroom security and whatnot. They got just about everything done. Some of them may have to have a little different lock, or we're meeting with them in another week or so here.
Next week, yeah.
And get things finalized on that. So it's good to see things getting a little bit more security and options for security.
Yeah.
There's somewhere for people to go for a safe space.
And then so those were their couple priority projects in terms of safety features for us for this school year. And hopefully we're gonna meet with them next week, also knowing it's our budget, we're in the middle of budget workshops. 'Cause Panacea is our safety consulting team, if you will, along with Mark Feddersen, who's our safety coordinator from the state. And so they've assessed all of our buildings at least 2 times this year. And then what they do is meet with us, and then I share that with the school board on what are their next safety projects and ideas, and what would be their top 3, let's say, priorities for next year. And then we just present that to the school board during budget talks. And so some of those funds right now are coming from these safety projects that have been completed, are coming from that just under $500,000 grant that we got. And then during the budget talks next week, we'll continue to look at some of the projects Joe mentioned just on repair and maintenance to keep our buildings that are well over 50 years old, keep them occupied and operational. We'll look at some of the next safety projects that Panacea is recommending. We'll look at his team's capacity to complete all these projects and or with outside help. And then we'll look at our plant facility budget and talk about what are those next projects going to be for the upcoming school year. Thanks, Joe.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Thank you.
Yep, thank you. Okay, D, written monthly building reports and department reports. Everybody's already read those, so. Got the Hayburn, the high school, upriver, and federal programs. Food services, special education program, and transportation department. Anybody have any questions on those?
Hayburn's holding strong with their early literacy results. Looks like they'll meet or exceed their end of the year target in terms of kids K-3 being literacy ready. I like to highlight Upriver and their what is the right word to use? They had a great turnout for their parent conferences, similar to the middle school. And I know they always strive for 100%. And high school, Mr. Principal Asbury, if you want to jump in. I know upcoming, they've got their big career expo. That's a big highlight for you all. This Thursday, as a matter of fact.
Yep, and as you can see by our list, there's not an open day from here until June 1st.
Yeah.
So if you want to come out, there's something going on every day.
Every day.
You
Is
pick.
it all, is your expo all day? Or like 9-ish?
We'll bring the 8th graders and freshmen. We'll go about 8:30 to
Okay.
10.
Okay.
And then about 10:30 to 2, weather permitting, will be 10 through 12. And then chamber will be out cooking lunch with us. And we'll serve everyone lunch. And vendors, I don't know if Becky's still here. Still kind of up in the air, but 40 to 60.
Nice. That's a
Total.
good turnout.
Some folks in our new shop space, and the current shop space from programs, LCSC, NIC, and then various local stuff. Mr. Soton and some electricians, power line folks coming in. And
Yeah, some different unions. You got the laborers union coming in and line union. Yeah, I think iron workers maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there should be a few of them to look at.
So you'll have a mix of outside and inside vendors, it sounds like.
Yeah, weather permitting, we just
Right, I
never,
know.
you never know. If you put everything outside, and it's, not as successful if the weather's bad. So should be a good mix.
Okay.
For sure.
Thank you.
Yep. And
How
there's
many-
lots of dates on that list.
There's a lot of dates.
Didn't even get there.
I know.
Okay, where do I stop?
There's a
So-
lot. I know we're gonna recognize food service director next month, and we speak highly of our departments on the peripheral, like transportation. Really, I do think, I'm thankful every day that the drivers transport our kids to and from school safely. And they're up and on the roads, well, right now, in the dark, and then they're one of the last to get home. And I just want to give a special shout out to our special education director over here, Suzanne. She's here at every meeting, and this is her first year as our director of special ed, and she just jumped in with 2 feet. And there's a lot to tackle. It's all good. There's just a lot to tackle with our general ed and our special ed population. And we're seeing an increase of behaviors, not just here, across the nation, really. And we know deep down our kiddos mean well and want to do good. And so Suzanne just offered a lot of support with our staff and our families and our students, how to navigate all of our students for a safe place and a lot of academic success. So it's been a lot of hours, Suzanne, and a lot of heart, so thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
She did a lot of work behind the scenes.
Good.
Yep.
All right, open forum. We got any visitors on the list?
There's TJ out there. So TJ, I did have a quick question on your upriver students did all that reading, 600 words?
600 minutes.
600 minutes. But what was the time frame to read? I mean, I love that you guys are upholding reading and kids are enjoying reading.
They let you set the parameters for the
Okay.
guideline of, it has to be done by, I think this year was March 20th.
Okay.
And so we generally, I try to crunch the numbers, like what's gonna be too much? And so I figure, okay, if I do it this long, that's 17 minutes a night. And really, you can read extra on the weekends and reduce that. And we kind of ask all families to do at least 20 minutes a night period.
Good.
But
Okay.
it's a very cool thing. You have
Yeah.
to apply for it, and that we get in every year is awesome. So kids love it. I can't remember a percentage, but a lot of kids
Yeah.
got us a ticket this year.
Awesome, thank you.
It looked like you had really good
You turnout.
turnout for families as well at that. What's your success for that?
For the parent conference?
Yeah, I was highlighting your large
Oh man, I
participation
wish
rate.
I could nail it on one thing. We used to do fun things like little competitions, like give a prize for the staff who first completed it. I've kind of fallen off that, but I think our teachers are just dedicated. I asked them to please try to get it with 100%. They know to try. And so the last couple of years conference percentage has been really good. I want to say 1 year
You had 100%?
we might have been 100%.
I
thought
do
we were
remember
off
that.
just by a little bit. Dedicated teachers. I remember Mr. Atchison, someone missed their conference time, so he was able to call him up. He's like, I'm on my way home. Can I stop by your front porch? And so he conducted the conference, I think, on the front porch of someone's home. So.
They do a lot of outreach, similar to what Principal Carson was saying, like just during the school year, being very strategic and intentional to call each of their students, so that by the end of the month, they've called every student, if not at least one time, and just to be able to say something positive. So I'm gonna say that's gotta attribute to
Was it the
good
conference
attendance.
percentage or?
Yeah, we were
Okay.
highlighting your conference
Okay,
percentage.
because I think I also listed a student recognition percentage.
Yep.
So.
That's awesome, yeah. Thank you.
That's good. Yeah, very good. All right, superintendent report.
I'm gonna leave the slides not fully displayed because there's gonna be a couple of video clips here. So I just want to continue sharing some of the good things happening in our school district with our students and our families and our staff. Some of you may have seen these pictures on the Facebook pages, but these are our spring sports. And this is them being good citizens as they helped out on our cleanup day in the community. Then, this is where I'm going to switch over here. Can you see who's?
I don't know.
Yeah, can you see who's driving that skidster? That'd be Principal Asbury, yeah. So it's not moving, and there's no log on it. This is some of our new, there's the new building, which I guess that was a highlight, that it's now, we have the certificate of occupancy, so as Principal Asbury was sharing, equipment starting to arrive and students are gonna start occupying the building. So that's our new Widmiser, also from a grant. The Skidster, also from a grant. And I'm gonna show a little video clip here in a minute. We've already talked about our Business Partners of America a little bit, and their competition. I'm gonna show a little video clip on them. So, back in February, we were sharing our mid-year data, and it was a lot of numbers based on how our students performing academically on different tests, particularly the end of the year state tests. And then we started talking about what are some other indicators that we can use to measure and share the success of our students and staff. So what we did was we started using pictures and surveys and interviews and video clips to kind of capture some of those other success indicators. So this past month, the theme has kind of been extracurricular, because we've had all of our sports teams participate down in state and district. Our BPA group participated in competition, and our welding and woodshop participated in a regional competition. So these clips are 3 minutes or less. They're displaying some of our students in their different extracurricular activities. So you're gonna hear about teamwork, self-discipline, hard work, leadership, and their very specialized skills that they're gaining in their field. All of this is another way we're tracking success as the kids are gaining different knowledge and they're gaining different skills to be that productive and successful citizen, which is ultimately our vision. So, enjoy a few video clips. This one's our BPA, Business Partners of America, in their state competition. I'll just show about 2 minutes with volume.
I think that's the biggest thing with BPA. A lot of things for the kids in terms of leadership skills, networking, and I think just an ability to find like confidence. I think that's the biggest thing with BPA is you have someone who comes in as a freshman and they may not know what they want to do, may not know who they are, they may, be that shy kid who just never comes out of their shell. I've seen so many kids do BPA for 4 years, and by the end of it, they're wanting to be, leaders in their community, in their school, leaders in, their classroom. It just really gives kids such a head start to that confident lifestyle. I love to see people happy, enjoying themselves. I love to see somebody who may be, unsure or struggling find like that feeling of like accomplishment or confidence. I think just being able to have the opportunity to, one, have an impact, but two, see these kids thrive in something that they're good at or something they love, it's so rewarding, and just providing an avenue for those kids to do those things is, it's an awesome feeling. I think the big thing is just try it. You never know what doors BPA could open for you.
So I competed in C++ programming and small business management team. The state was not only about being in the event, not only being there, but it was also a nice experience to stay with people that I had a chance to become friends with and spend some free good time between the events, between the presentations and everything. The award, the ceremony, is the moment. It's a nice moment because it's the only moment when you get to see the competitors you were against. But it was very nice. It was an emotional moment because they give you this little plaque, and when you get it and you see it, you qualified, and it's a nice feeling. I came here as a foreigner, so absolutely had no background on what BPA was. I had no idea of the program, how it was gonna work. And even for me, that being not a non-native English speaker, presenting was kind of hard as well, but not harder than it was probably for somebody that maybe thinks that speaking in front of people is hard. Still, it was a beautiful experience to see more of the place I came to visit in that is Idaho, and absolutely it's an experience that I would try. I tried because I saw there was coding, there was some stuff that I really knew that I could excel and like be successful in, and it worked for me.
I'll pause there, but that's just an example. So he took 4th place, is that right? In coding? He took 1st place in coding?
He was 4th.
Okay. So he is.
But he qualified for nationals.
Yes, he qualified for nationals. That's one example. Here's it might be welding and wood chop, or it might just be welding, this little clip. And this is a group of our students from our welding classes that went to Boise for a regional competition. It's called Skills USA. Here's what they have to say. Sound.
Become familiar with the different trades and industries that are out there. The opportunities for the students in these competitions, basically they showcase their skills, hopefully the skills that they've learned in our program. It's really a fun, inviting environment for them to get out and interact with other students in the same, likewise, industry or trade that they're training for. On the metal side, we have so far we've competed in 2 different teams. We have individual competitors where they go in and they perform hopefully quality welds on a weldment and do their welds in their practice according to a blueprint. On the fabrication side, it'll be a team of 3, and those 3 individuals have to work together, collaborate, kind of work as a small assembly line to build a product, and then finish with quality welds and very clean and professional appearance on the product that they're building. The Skills USA platform really works well with employers, teaching from the skills level and what we teach here at the high school on how to hopefully train the students in ways that prospective employers will be looking for the traits that hopefully they exhibit. So we're basically both aligned with the students entering the workforce and starting their career. We've been to 3 competitions. We did a regional one that K-Tech hosts for their group, and they've been gracious enough to invite us along to participate in that. So we took 6 students up for that. That was a few weeks before Skills USA, and that kind of helped determine, who our top kids were. We sent 3 kids to Skills USA, which is the state level. We took 2nd, 4th, and I can't remember, 11th out of 26 teams, so really excited about that. And then we went to a fun competition up at Jump Wars, where it's just the students pair up, and they get to create their own design out of whatever materials have to be laying around whatever they have there available. So it forces them to be a little creative, as well as demonstrate their skills. Our kids took 2nd and 3rd up there, so that was really exciting. It was fun to watch kids come out of their shell a little bit and
there it is.
Skills and gain confidence in what they're doing. We have just an amazing opportunity with the grants that we've received from the state level. The one-time monies that we've received to kind of get these programs jump-started that have been amazing.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I have one more if you want to see it. But the idea is we're trying to pick different success indicators or themes, if you will, each month. And then through the interviews and the video clips, sharing those in all different kinds of social media. to the newspaper, the monthly newsletter, our Facebook, the school Facebook page, Instagram, we're still kind of figuring out, with the idea that there'll be just a feature corner on our website that'll continually reel through. And I think the purpose was just to find other ways to measure success and what's special about St. Mary's School District, in addition to test results. And it's neat. I think some other benefits that are coming out of this experience are sometimes a teacher, you think they know everything that might be happening in the school district, but they're so locked in at their school. Now when they watch some of these video clips, they're realizing neat events that are happening throughout the whole district, like elementary seeing a CTE, or high school seeing the dodgeball game over at elementary. What else? Staff who have worked here or also have been alumni, and alumni who still live in the community or have returned or are out there working but are an alumni. They're seeing some of these video clips and just letting them know they feel prideful in the fact that, hey, I went to this school district. I'm a part of what makes St. Mary's School District special. It's also an opportunity, so it's an opportunity to celebrate, it's also an opportunity to be informed, and we're going to reach people not just in the community so they can be aware of what's happening in our school district, but outside of St. Mary's and be like, yeah, that might be a cool place to go work, or raise our family. So a lot of neat benefits. But the idea was just to share other measures of success besides test scores. And so that's a small little example of what we have going so far. We have one alumni, if you want to see this one. We have a lot of alumni. This is just, I'll just show 1 minute. This is one of our staff members who is also an alumni, and this is what she has to say about St. Mary's School District.
She has
She's talking about her daughter.
a little bit of autism and ADHD, and so I came back here because I knew that all of the teachers really care about their students. And I just thought this would be the most successful place for her to be. And that's why I'm at high school. I'm sorry, I don't know why I got emotional.
That is not a problem at all. It's clear that you care about the students and the staff and everything here, so letting the emotions out, feeling the emotions, perfectly fine. That's not a problem.
So, but yeah, and every teacher has taken care of her. She's so successful.
I went to college to be a dental assistant. I was a dental assistant for 15 years for Dr. Thompson. I decided to change my career. My mom, Frankie Masterson, was in the school district, and she was in the daycare taking care of the babies, and that is no longer available. And then she became a para, and I remember her always coming home saying how much these kids just touched her heart. And I knew one day that I would want to carry on her legacy. And after she passed away in 2011, I made that decision to go forward with that. And I have been here ever since, and she's not kidding. A lot of these kids, they just touch your heart, and something that I will always treasure.
I think what makes it special to be a lumberjack is just how much the community comes.
What's that? Oh, that's Aaron Cloud. He's one of our math teachers. So that's a little clip of some of our alumni. There's some additional clips where Brandon Taylor asks, what does it mean to be a lumberjack? So you'll hear some of the definitions or ideas of what a lumberjack means to them. So there you go. That's the project we're working on in terms of being able to show and share other ways St. Mary's School District is being successful. So look for those clips.
Very cool.
Yeah.
It's great. I like that. They're really well put together too.
Yeah, that's Brandon Taylor's work.
Yeah. All right, thank you.
I think that's about it. Let me see what else I got. I just shared, I think I was sharing like how the extracurricular taps into our vision that we want for our students. And the newsletter comes out this month, and the district coroner comes out this month, and then we usually have our board meeting this month. And so I always like to uphold our vision, right? That's what we're striving for in terms of our students. And sometimes I have a theme or a call to action. And so this one is about new beginnings. And it just talks about, it's springtime and it's Easter, and that's often a time for new beginnings. And so it's an opportunity for all of us to show, I guess my call to action is that it's a chance for us to show mercy and kindness towards each other rather than judgment and criticism. And what I mean by that is, I think it's safe to say, whether we homeschool or virtual school or public school or whatever role we're in, we can find a commonality in the fact that we share a similar vision that we want for our students. We want them to have these skills. We want them to have this knowledge. We want them to gain that leadership and confidence that Cooper Daniel was talking about. So our kids are productive and successful citizens. And so we might disagree, and that's okay. We have likes and dislikes. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to have differences. And through all of that, my call to action for myself and for all of us, no blaming, not using the words against us, just to remember that common vision that we have for our kiddos. Have mercy and kindness on each other. Know that we're all coming from a good place, and that we want to work together to find the best solutions so our kids achieve this vision. That's what I got.
Yeah, absolutely. Working towards having successful adults.
Yeah.
That's important.
That's why we're here. That's why we're here.
And it says potential strategic planning
Yeah.
workshop, is that
So switching gears, so here's some calendar dates. We have the expo this Thursday. Thanks, principals. We have a budget work next Thursday. And that's that opportunity where, we're in the middle of developing our budget for next year. So, what Danette and I will bring as part of that budget talk is where we're at with the different projects. Projects to maintain and repair our buildings, projects for safety, and then how we want to take care of our field and our grounds, and look at our budget and look particularly at our plant facilities, and that's where we can decide like what's our next set of priorities for 26, 27 compared to 27, 28. So looking at projects and facilities will be part of that budget talk. We're trying to get confirmation on negotiations, which I believe is Paul and Josh.
Correct.
Thank you, for the 29th. And then I think Tana Wicks, our board clerk, will reach out to each of you, and I tentatively set a date for the possible strategic planning. That's why I put it possible, just to get confirmation that ideally all 5 of us or all 6 of us can make that strategic planning. And that's an opportunity. We built that strategic plan with the community, staff, parents, kids, businesses, school board 2 years ago. So while our goals and vision have stayed the same, you've heard a little bit from me and you've heard a little bit from the principals that based on our student results each year, which change, we've adjusted our action steps. So it's a good time to revisit those, and we can add, delete, stop, continue those action steps. And part of that strategic planning, why it's heavy on the academic side, The financial solvency and the operations, which would be our facilities projects, that's part of that strategic planning. So that's a long answer to your question of a possible date. And if that doesn't work for us, we'll look for one in May, a date in May.
I don't know if my kiddo will be there, but the meet of champions.
Is that the 30th?
Is the 30th, I think.
Track meet?
Yeah.
Dakota's, the athletic director, is looking right now. There's a lot of dates the first week of May, that Tuesday and that Wednesday and that Thursday. I'm sorry, that Monday through Thursday is an option too. So I'll have Tanner put those dates out. It's the 4th or the 5th or the 6th or the 7th of May. Any one of those days will work at this point.
Yes,
It's gonna fill up fast.
Getting pretty full already.
It's gonna fill up fast.
Yeah.
And there'll be another negotiations date that we'll need.
The 6th is the kiddo's birthday. 4th or 5th would work for me of May, but that's just throwing that out in the wind.
Yeah, we appreciate that. And May 11th is our next regular board meeting. Okay, good
Which
to know.
I will be missing. I'm on vacation, 7th through the 14th, and I'll probably be taking the 6th to kind of get ready for that.
You'll be missing the 11th, did you say?
I'll be missing the 11th
Okay.
of May.
We're down to 3 board members for that meeting. Okay. So 4th or 5th potentially would work for you? Okay. Take a note, Miss Hannah. We're gonna put you on virtual, Jody.
Maybe.
Have to tone down the boat engine so we can hear you. Well, I'm glad I put the calendar dates up. That's important.
Well, Mr. Chairman, I might excuse myself. I got
Okay.
about 3 hours and I gotta go to work, so.
All right.
All right. That's really all I
You
had.
guys can probably handle that.
I think we talked about everything else. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
The calendar's on there if you want to be good with that for 26, 27.
Yeah, that's our next item agenda, if you want to look at the calendar presentation.
We're good. You guys got that under control.
Okay.
See you, Jody. See you.
Okay, well, thanks.
Take
for
care,
coming.
Jody.
you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Oh,
Oh,
you said it.
Jody's birthday.
It's Jody's birthday.
Everybody didn't know.
Our virtual board meeting, or guests now know.
Yeah. Today's 55. All right, G, 2026, 2027, school calendar discussion.
All right. The Draft 2D is, I believe, the exact one we looked at last time. So the teachers would start their work days that August 25, 26, 27, which is pretty much what they did this year. The kids would start their first day Monday, August 31st. Go 3 days. And then you got Labor Day, go 4 days. And they start the following week, all 5 days.
So coming back on Tuesday,
The kiddos?
the 8th, that'll be.
Yes,
first-
correct,
yeah.
yes.
So
Then after
right
Labor Day, the
Labor
kid-
coming-
yeah.
Coming right to school.
Correct.
Yep.
Birthday weekend, that'll be good.
Yeah, I figured with Paul Bunyan,
Mm-hmm.
that was kind of the thinking behind that.
Get their feet wet and then.
Kind of, yeah, you go
Have a
3
break
days, and then
again.
you go 4, and then you go 5. It's still the same instructional days as this year. You can see how each quarter breaks down, very similar to last year. Like I said, the big difference is Labor Day is just so late this year.
Right, yeah, it makes sense to do that, I think.
It's about the same times they're starting this year. Same early release Mondays for professional development and training for the teachers. Same holiday schedule. Labor Day and Memorial Day are the 2 other holidays besides Thanksgiving, a winter break, and spring break. And then typically we get out that last week in June, so students would be done that Friday, the first week of June. Staff could be done that Friday if they complete all their end of the year checkout. Otherwise, they have what we call floating day Monday, where they could return for part of the day to complete their final checkout. I was gonna say something else. Graduation is that Saturday, May 29th. It's always it has been the last Saturday in the month of May. So it looks very similar to other years. The kink this year was working around a late Labor Day start.
Right. Got 5 days built into the schedule, 5 extra days. Is that pretty standard?
Yeah. Danette, is that 3? How many? Yeah, we have 5 days built in. 2 come from the state, and we're over our instructional minutes. They give us the emergency days too. Plus, we're over our minimum state minutes. Yeah. So that's pretty standard for high school there, to have the 5. Grade 12 has less. Our other grade levels have quite a few additional instructional minutes and then more days. So we show the high school because they have the fewest amount of days. In terms of if we need to call an emergency closure. But yes, that's pretty standard from the past prior years. The student instructional days have remained the same. The teacher contact days have remained the same.
Okay.
What we'll need to do once, if and when you approve the 26-27 calendar, is really work with the principals in their summer mailing and advertising before the start of school, because it looks quite a bit different, even though it's very similar, but with the late Labor Day. We'll just have to advertise really well for parents to understand. School's starting before Labor Day this coming year.
Right. So we don't have a lot of kids miss 3 days of school. Right off the bat. Yeah.
Even though we do take the 30 best attendance days, we want them to be with us at the start of school.
Right.
And the first period
Yeah.
in November is critical.
Yes, because you have the other,
Yeah, it is very
the,
critical.
the first 30 days, right?
The first day of school to the first week of November.
So yeah, we'll have to advertise very well. Yeah.
Okay. H, board request to administration.
Heather, I wrote down your idea. It's been percolating in the back of my head, and I know strategic planning would be the appropriate place to continue talking about it, but formalizing with the principals, kind of an entry, like why did you choose St. Mary's School District, to capture those patterns as well, but then formalize and document the reasons for the exits. Yeah. So I have that part of my homework.
Nothing else for me.
Yeah, I've got nothing. So we've got a lot of stuff to do in the next couple of months, so.
Negotiations, budget development.
Yeah.
We're still in school focused on, that thing called teaching and learning. Yep.
All right.
School visits.
Moving on. Action items. Review and consider a motion to set the 2026-2027 budget hearing date.
There's a timeline, which you've seen, and I'll let Danette take over on this one. So it's just an update. It's information for you to understand how these dates have been established.
We have to notify the county of our budget hearing date by April 30th, so that's why we need to decide tonight. The only thing that's required by statute is that we have a hearing at least 28 days prior to the July meeting. And normally we have it on our regular June meeting. We have it set for June 1st this year, which is a little early, a week earlier than normal. It is recommended that we have it at the June budget meeting, the regular board meeting. But we could have it the following week if we had to, if you guys couldn't do it that night, or wanted to do it later. for funding, but it is recommended because people are here anyway, with the regular board meeting. So, but if we do need to determine that tonight, so I can let the county know by the April 30th.
So the June meeting normal is June 8th?
It's usually the second one, but we have put it was approved back in January for this year, that we have it June 1st, so we have it prior to school being out. Everybody's still here, teachers, principals are still here, so that was approved. So June 1st is our normal meeting for this year. But if we can't do it that night, there can be a lot of people gone. It's important for the board to be there for the budget hearing. You could do it the following week and still be okay with statute.
Okay. I make a motion, we set the budget hearing for June 1st.
Second move.
Okay, we got a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Does that work?
I think so. Yeah, it'll be our regular meeting, so. Yeah.
A
All in
week
favor?
ahead of
Or-
our, week ahead of our regular meeting. The
But
Monday
that-
before the regular meeting.
It is our regular board meeting.
Yeah, so we
It's
moved
just
it
scheduled
ahead.
June
This is
1st.
why I got my phone, so I got my.
Yeah.
I got my calendar out.
Yeah.
It is the actual regular
Thanks
board
for
meeting.
re-clarifying what you already clarified in my brain.
It's confusing, I know.
Okay.
Yep.
Still stands, June 1st motion.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay, B, review and consider motion to approve the 2025-2026 additional instructional days due to emergency school closures.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? That's adding the E days in,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
so.
Yeah, I'd like a little.
Yeah, explanation. Yeah, I was
Explanation.
ready, I was ready
We're
to.
approving a
Correct.
day that already happened.
Correct, so.
Yes, yeah, it already did.
After the last two emergency closure days, March 12th and 13th, that was our 6th day of emergency closure. And as you saw on that calendar, now you have high school below their state minimum instructional minutes. So they have to make up time is what happens. So if you look at the school calendar, there's very few days to make up an instructional day. They needed to make up a whole instructional day. Well, April 6th was our teacher in-service day, so that was our one opportunity to have what the high school calls an e-learning day, to make up one full day of instructional minutes to meet the state minimum instructional requirement.
For the high school.
For the high
I
school,
think
for
some of
9-12.
Yeah.
Took homework. I know my kid had, it makes sense,
Yep.
because I think that day my son had extra work he brought home. So that makes sense.
So as soon as, yeah, they had, basically the high school had 5 days extra to play with. And this was a pretty exceptional year that we had called a 6th day for school closure. And so now what happens is high school dropped below the state minimum and they have to make up those instructional minutes.
Makes sense.
And that's what this day was.
Okay, good?
Another sheet of paper I can show you.
All right, all in favor?
Yeah, this one.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. C, review and consider a motion to approve 2 students to compete at the BPA National Leadership Conference in Nashville, Tennessee on May 6th through the 10th, 2026.
Tatiana has something.
If we could amend the motion when it is made to, it is 1 student, the second student is not available.
And that's that little video clip that you saw, that was the competition. And so the one student that spoke took 4th, and I forgot the other student's name, took 2nd in a different field. Maybe it's on here.
I don't think.
Anyways, that's the person that's gonna go compete at the national level.
I
Yeah,
make,
I don't think, it doesn't say the student's name on there.
like, anonymous.
No.
I make a motion to approve one student to compete at the BPA National Leadership Conference in Nashville, May 6th to 10th, 26.
I'll second that.
Okay, we got a motion, a second, any further discussion?
Is this, motion just a motion of funding, or?
No, yeah,
what's
good
the-
question. No funding.
Why are we doing a motion on this?
There's policy, and correct me if I'm wrong, Deb, there's policy that anytime students travel outside of state and more than X number of miles away, like a neighboring state would be okay. The board approves that, out-of-state travel. It's totally funded by, their club.
By the club, okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, good question, really good question.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. D, review and consider a motion to approve district-wide emergency school closure for March 12th, 2026 and March 13th, 2026 due to adverse weather.
I make a motion.
Second?
All right, we got a motion, a second, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. E, review and consider a motion to adopt the 2026-2027 school calendar.
Make that so moved?
Second?
Okay, a motion, a second. Any further discussion?
No? Looks good.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. F, review and consider a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion?
Second.
Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.